What's up guys, welcome back to another KJ Lifestyle video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my at-home par 3 golf course. I know it's a little bit of a different video, but I kind of wanted to get this out there. A lot of these other videos of the at-home golf courses had some pretty good views, so I thought I would show you guys mine. I'm pretty much just going to show you guys how I designed the course, the layout of the course, and also how I cut the greens. We're going to cut all 4 greens today, and we might get to the tee boxes as well. If you guys are interested in doing this for yourself, I'll show you all the tools that I used, exactly what I did, the techniques, and some of the patterns that I used for the greens as well, if you guys want to put one of these in your own backyard. So these, surprisingly, are the only tools that you guys need to build the course that you're about to see. What I'm using to cut the greens is the Greenworks 16-inch reel mower. This is just a manual hand mower that has blades, so you guys will see in the video, but just for an example, if you push it, those blades will spin and it will cut the grass. Then we also have the True Temper 6 cubic foot wheelbarrow that I use just to carry this stuff around. I have a nice big rake to rake up the grass clippings. Then I know you guys probably saw these in the previous clip, but they're just flags from Go Sports that I got off Amazon. They fold up if you need them to, but I obviously have them fully extended. And then just some logs. These you can kind of put on both sides of the tee box to mark off the direction in which you're hitting and where to hit from. So here on my golf course, I have 4 greens and 7 different tee boxes. I didn't have enough space to do a lot of different greens, so the 4 greens can be played from the 7 tee boxes many different ways, so there's not really a set order to go 1 through 7 per se. There's just kind of whatever you want to go to. You can go long, you can go short, so there's just a really good variety of stuff you can do. Chipping, you don't really need anything more than a 56 degree as well, maybe a 60 degree for some of the shorter holes, so it's definitely really good to be able to practice your short game. With all that said, let's head to the first tee box and I'll show you guys the first green. Here we have hole number 1. It's kind of set on top of this little rock wall here on this knoll. You can see the 2 tee box stakes right there, and then all the way down the field you can kind of see the layout of the green. That little dry area over there on the right, those are actually all the grass clippings that I used after mowing the green. Instead of putting them in the wheelbarrow and taking them somewhere to dispose of them, I kind of made a little trap to kind of act as a sand trap or something like that, as an obstacle just in front of the green. Here we are at the first green. As you can see, I used all of the dry grass from cutting it the first time to make a little trap over on this side. And the shape of the green I made so it's a lot bigger over on the side of the trap, but then it gets a little bit smaller over here so I can move the pin around wherever I want. So now I'm going to show you guys exactly what I do to cut this green. It's pretty simple. All I do is I go around in a circle the first pass just to keep the shape of the green, and then I do lines going diagonally across, going down and back just to give it that golf course look. Once the green is mowed, the last thing we have to do is place the pin. Alright, just so I don't bore you guys with all of the mowing time lapses, I'm going to do all the greens right now. I'll place the pins and then I'll be able to show you guys a little bit more of the layout of the course and get to more of the tee boxes as well. I just had to take a little break just because it started to pour, so it's been about an hour. Hopefully things have started to dry up a little bit so I can go back down and finish mowing one of the greens and then show you guys the rest of the course. So this this is the 4th green. I actually didn't film this one because I cut it yesterday, so I didn't need to cut it again. I wasn't sure about doing a 4th green, but then I had the space for it, and I was able to make some tee boxes that would work really well with this hole. So here's the 4th hole, and then after I stick in the flag for this one, I'm going to show you guys the course. Before I showed you guys the entire course, I just want to show you how I did my tee boxes. These are fairly straightforward. As you can see, it's a long rectangle. This is so I can move the tee markers forward and backwards just depending on where the divots are, just to kind of preserve the grass a little bit. Alright, so by this point I'm sure you guys are all ready to see the course. I just finished mowing all the greens and the tee boxes, and it's looking pretty good. So now I'm going to do a full walk around and show you guys all the different ways you can play it and what the holes look like. Hole number 1, you can see here, tee box up on top of the hill by the rocks, going all the way down the hill to the green that's over there. That area right about there, when it rains, it gets filled up with water, so that's kind of like a water hazard. And I don't know if you guys can see all the way down on that right side, right about there, that is all the excess grass that I kind of raked up into a trap, sort of like a bunker. Second tee box is right here down by the mailbox and in front of another green. And I don't know if you guys can see all the way out there, there's a red pin, or you can even play this tee box to the white pin all the way on the right side. One of my favorite parts about this tee box right here is you can play it so many different ways, to this pin or to that pin over on the right, just like a lot of the other tee boxes that you'll see later on in the video. This is the green on the right side with the red pin that you guys saw in the previous clip. This one's kind of shaped like a UFO or like a sombrero or something like that, where it's really wide in the front, but then it gets really narrow in the back. So there's a bunch of different pin locations. And also, if I do somehow find a way to putt, there's a lot of contour in this little section right here, a little valley right in here. So there's a lot of different ways you can play this green. Third tee box is over here after coming to that red pin over there. Walk up the hill, and we're going down the hill to that green that we saw just down by the mailbox. And you'll see when we get down there, there is a trap right in front of the green. So this one you kind of have to be strategic with how you play it. This is the green that we were aiming at back at that tee box. As you can see, the trap in the front. This one's fairly small. There's not a lot of complexity to this one. There's a little bit uphill on that right side up by the mailbox. But other than that, this one is fairly small, but also kind of hard to hit as well. Like I said before, this course can be played a number of different ways. So this is in no specific order. It's just the way that I'm walking. But after coming on this green, we'll come back to this tee box where we were earlier, and we'll go to the white pin. Walking up to this green, you'll see that this one is a really interesting shape. This one I actually call Africa just because it looks similar to the continent. We have this teardrop down here that's really narrow, that's only about 5 or 6 feet wide. We have a fairly big trap right here as well. And then we have a pretty big opening on the green, but there is also a lot of movement and contour in it. So I'm not really putting so much on this because the grass isn't low enough, but even when you do, there is still a lot of break in this green. So this one is actually one of my favorite ones to play on, just because there's so many different variations you can do. You can chip it on, or you can also try to putt it. Alright, so moving over to the right from that green right there, we have another tee box. This one can be played on 2 different holes as well. You can go back to the mailbox over there, or the way I like to play it is to go all the way down by that red flag where we were in the beginning. Now that we've made it back to the first green, I'm debating on putting a tee box right here. This, however, is not my land, so I'd have to get permission from my neighbor to do that. But this would be a perfect location to go all the way down to that red pin over there. You can kind of see it. This one would play about 100 yards, pretty flat, so it'd be one of the longest ones on the course. That, however, is not the case at the moment. So coming back up the hill, we have this tee box right here that is also another really long hole, going all the way down to that white flag. This one's actually about 100 yards as well. We also have another way to play that hole all the way down the hill here. There's a tee box. This one is about 70 yards, but it's downhill, so it'll probably play about 60. A lot of green to work with over there, as well as a lot of different places to put the pin. If we put it down in the front over there, it makes it really hard to hit the green and stay on, especially not going over onto the trap. But we have a little bit more leeway if I move the pin over to the left where it opens up in the back. The last tee box and one of my favorite ones on the course, this one right here, you can either go to the red pin right there, it's about 40 yards down the hill, or the white pin's about 80 yards down the hill. As you guys saw from the last tee box, this one is actually a little bit harder to hit, just the way that it's angled in relation to the green. This one, if we have the pin over on the right side, it's a much easier shot just because the trees are out of your way on the left, but it's a really small green. So if I move the pin over on the left, the trees are in the way, so you just kind of have to play this one strategically as well. So just behind this tee box here, this is kind of the best place to give a whole overview of the course. You can see the two greens over there, one down by the mailbox, and then the first hole over here. Now that all the mowing and the little construction on the tee boxes is done, the only thing left to do is grab some friends and go play. There you guys have it. There is my little par 3 course in my yard at my house. As you can see, we have the 4 greens, 7 different tee boxes, and a whole bunch of different ways you can play this course. There's not really one set way or order to play it. I'll probably make one up just to do like a little club 9 for fun or something like that, but it's just more for how you're feeling. If you want to go long, you can go long, or do some of those shorter holes as well. If you guys want to make one of these in your own yard, I'll try to link all the stuff that I use in the description below. The flag sticks were like 20 bucks for 3 of them on Amazon, and then I'm not sure how much we got that lawnmower for, that little Greenworks push one. I'll see if I can find that and link that below as well. I didn't use a single gas powered machine. It was all just manpower with that push mower, the rake, and I'm pretty sure that was the only stuff that I used. There was a lot of work. It was probably about 10 hours over the course of 2 or 3 days to get this thing finished. I'll probably have to do all the mowing now once a week, something like that, but now that I know exactly what to do, hopefully it should only take me about 2 or 3 hours a day just to finish everything, 4 greens and all 7 tee boxes. If you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe if you're new. I'm going to try to do a lot more golf content, but if you guys are new here, this is KJ Lifestyle. I do a lot of cars, watches, that type of stuff, and just pretty much anything that I enjoy. I just try to put it out there for you guys to see as well. As always guys, I appreciate your support. Remember to be kind, be happy, and be grateful, and we'll see you in the next one.